So I picked Crawford by TKO in the 11th, mostly out of respect for Ndongo. I said it would be an 8-2 type fight where Crawford would just beat him up, and eventually the ref would step in to stop it. But Crawford could tell he was miles ahead of Ndongo, and he decided to get him out of there. Had him badly hurt in the second, and stopped him in the third. I was trying to think, when's the last time a unified champion was stopped in under 3 rounds? The last time I could think of was 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, it was Donaire versus Montiel. Montiel, I believe, was a WBO and WBC champion, and Donaire knocked him out in 2 rounds. Then I was but Montiel had 2 losses. So I was like, man, when's the last undefeated unified champion who was knocked out in under 3 rounds? I thought maybe Zab Judah versus Kasazu, but Zab was not unified. Maybe Lacey, but Lacey didn't go to sleep. I was trying to think maybe Lewis, but actually Lewis had 1 loss when Hasim knocked him out. So I looked and I couldn't find it. People told me I was incorrect about Holyfield being the last undisputed champion. So if you can think of a time, let me know. But I'm looking like, have we ever seen this before? Because I can't recall seeing it. I've already seen people trying to downplay what Ndongo was. But Ndongo was undefeated. He was 5'11", which is huge at 140. He was a WBA and IBF champion. He was also the rightful IBO champion, though he chose to vacate that belt. He won his WBA belt from Ricky Burns, who was a 3-division champion, and he won his IBF belt from Troya, who was undefeated, and who had won his belt by being a 48-0 fighter, who was also the champion. So the last 3 men who held that belt lineally were undefeated when they lost. So you can't say any of these men were bums. Obara was one of my favorite fighters. Obara was seriously probably my favorite non-North American fighter. And Troy just destroyed him. Literally knocked Obara out of the ring. So I'm giving Crawford full credit. I've criticized him in the past. To me, what he has done is just amazing. He's only 29 years old. Given his style, he could realistically fight 8 more years. So that says what is ahead for Crawford. If I could make any fight for Terence Crawford, I know this sounds crazy, and I don't know if it's possible because of the ESPN and HBO thing, it would be Miguel Cotto at 154. Cotto is fighting this weekend for a vacant 154 WBO belt. Crawford versus Cotto, either on pay-per-view or ESPN or HBO in December 16th or so, would be amazing. I doubt it happens. The most likely thing, Vargas next, then the Pacquiao-Horn winner in April. I don't like Crawford versus Vargas. Vargas cannot beat Crawford, and he doesn't have a 0. To me, either you look for a big fight or take Lipinets 0 and then move up. I would like to see him take Lipinets and Bartholomew 0 and then move up. I think legacy-wise, that is his best moves. But he has a very bright future, and I'm glad to see he's doing what he can to become great.